In November 15, 2025, I created myself a challenge that I would spend 1 year to become capable enough to answer Math Olympiad questions. How do we do that? By studying math resources at least 1 hour a day. These resources involves various topics from algebra, combinatorics, geometry, number theory, and even some university level math. After 7 days of studying, missing just 1 day, here's my honest experience after studying these 7 days. Studying for 7 days was enough for me to almost want to quit. When I started studying for the first few days, I already felt discomfort in studying. Whether it was my head being dizzy, being hungry, reading the same page multiple times, or even just my mind thinking of something else. You see, self-studying is different compared to studying in school. You can learn so much by self-studying, and telling your brain this much information makes it panic. For me, I was so stressed and angry at myself because I was slow, stressed from learning math. So I really have to get used to it or I won't learn anything. If you don't understand one thing, then how are you gonna understand two things? I usually slap myself on the face or just scream internally because of the hate I get to myself because I simply lacked focus. But for 1 day, I fixed it. The lack of focus, stress, and hate all went away in just 1 day simply because I incorporated one tool: white noise. I was able to focus really hard, and that helped a lot. And that's when I realized, damn, white noise is really that powerful. White noise literally noised out the random thoughts and washed away my distractions for the entire session. Sometimes my mind would adapt to thinking random thoughts again in this white noise, so I just took them off for a second so I can keep my mind from adapting. I guess it's common knowledge that you should be mentally ready before studying. Another thing I found out is that you should also be physically ready. And then I also got sick today because I got a fight with my mom, so I feel very unhealthy. So, but I was reading. I was I had a fever. I had a sinus, and then I couldn't focus. When I was reading, I was like. Back then, I had a fight with my mom, which made me hungry throughout the day. So while studying during that day, I got so hungry and sick that my focus worsened while reading the same passage multiple times. At the same time, my mind just stops working overall because I wasn't warmed up for the entire day. Because of that, instead of reading the first paragraph with confidence, my mind was telling me to eat more food and drink water. And at the same time, my mind was not adjusted to this environment, so it just panicked. And while reading the first paragraph, I kept reading it multiple times because I was not ready and my mind was preoccupied with other things. So after that day, I started eating and drinking more, and I started playing chess just to properly warm up my brain. While studying, I usually flip through pages and pages of paper because I had terrible handwriting. I usually used big numbers, write everything diagonally because I was rushing, or simply flipping because I didn't like it when the paper contained something. And that's when I realized you really need to have good handwriting, because if you had terrible handwriting, you can't write out good solutions. You can't write out good proofs because during these 7 days, I finally see that you need to have a good writing system so that you don't waste paper while writing some exercises. My method is basically splitting my answers into 2 columns, and the solutions are just at the top of the page or at the side. One of the major downsides of doing this as a challenge is that I tend to lose focus on what's important. When I was reading, I was debating to myself if I'm actually reading because I wanted to make a post, or if I'm actually reading just to learn. What I mean is that while reading, instead of understanding the idea of the material, I just think of, wow, this sounds like a very good topic. Reminds me of a time I had with a friend or something like that. And then it all goes downhill from there. It does help me remember the topic by including some personal anecdotes, but the reason I thought of it is because I want to talk about it for the daily upload. Instead of doing it to learn, I was doing it for the video, which is not beneficial to me in any way. I haven't found a solution for that, but most of the time, I just tell myself to focus on what I'm reading, to learn, then we can think about those stuff later. Because I really wanted to rush the book, I started skipping exercises because I thought it was just a waste of time. I then realized that the book uses those lessons from previous chapters to teach me concepts. It got to my attention that I don't really retain most of the stuff that I read. Because of what I did earlier, I just look back and forth from the book or just search the special terms up. I got disappointed myself because I couldn't remember certain parts of the previous lesson because I missed the part of applying it. After discovering my mistake, I started working on the exercises one by one of the new chapter I just read. I then realized that going through them one by one is too slow. I didn't want to skip them because if I do, I haven't applied it. So I went through the middle. What I did is just answer the first question because it was very easy and it gave me a chance to regain my knowledge. Then answer the hardest one so I can confidently tell myself, yes, I mastered it. Then move on. If the hard question wasn't answered, then I would go back and answer the second hardest question, and then so on and so forth. The key is to not waste your precious thinking power on things that can be skipped. And lastly, I want to tell you that you can do it. This journey doesn't apply to just Math Olympiad training. It includes history training, physical training, science training, or simply people who study advanced topics. I believe that you can do it. There are times where I told myself that I'm not cut out for this, that maybe I should just give up. If I can't understand this paragraph, how will I even reach my entire goal? So, I want to repeat myself. Believe in yourself. I think that if you just tried hard enough, really tried, like give yourself time, energy, be at your very best, become tired from doing it, I believe that you can do it. If you got no one else to prove it for, then prove it to me that you can do it. That concludes our week 1 of the 365 Math Olympiad journey. Thanks for being here. I hope you stay for the ride.